Good morning, family, friends, viewers, and listeners, and especially to the family of Praise Church South Africa. Thank you for once again allowing us the opportunity of coming into your homes, hearts, and spirits to share God's precious word. Today marks day 73 of South Africa's national lockdown. It is quite sad to see the large number of people that are continuing with life as though the lockdown has already been lifted. With the rising number of vehicles on the streets come the rising number of uncourteous and reckless drivers. Then you have the large numbers of people that are going out to shops and malls as though there is no need for public activity and crowding to be reduced. We then have people that are visiting the homes of family and friends without exercising social distancing. Life is going on as normal, and the cherry on the top is that no sooner had the alcohol ban been lifted did people go queuing up outside stores of liquor stores to purchase and stock up on their alcohol supplies. It is quite uncanny that people would actually do this at a time when the economy is performing at its very worst. Companies are shutting down, people are being retrenched, jobs are being made redundant, salaries are being reduced, and yet people are finding money to go and buy alcohol. All of this is going on amidst a global pandemic. And then we have the big thing about a very cold winter fast approaching, and our children having to be released back into the public system of schools. We then also have the go-ahead for religious organizations to resume their religious gatherings with so much of protocol and so many rules and regulations in place. But when you see how many of these rules and regulations in different areas and sectors of life are being overlooked and disregarded, it is quite evident that we are actually treading on very thin ice with the manner in which the lockdown is being treated. And as parents, as religious organizations, as institutions, as companies, we are faced with major decisions that need to be made. It's, I feel almost as though we have been stripped of so much, and all that we are left with is loads of massive decisions to be made, life-changing decisions. And so it seems almost as though many of us could be found between a rock and a hard place. And today, for Reflections of Relevance, there's just one word that I would like you to reflect upon, and that word is wisdom. In order to make these big, difficult, life-changing decisions, we can only do it by exercising wisdom. And so today, going to the Word of God, Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15 and 16 says, "Be careful then how you live. Live as wise, not as unwise, making the most of every opportunity you have, for the days are evil." How much more precise can the Word of God be for today's situation in which we find ourselves in? Surely, truly, the days are evil. The Word of God says that the thief comes to kill and destroy, the thief being the evil one himself, the devil himself. And surely we can see before our very own eyes the number of deaths and the numbers of people that are on their deathbeds and the destruction that is taking place. Truly we are in an evil day, and truly it is now more than ever that we need to be wise and to make wise decisions. And so to those of you that might be listening and may have never considered yourself wise, maybe you have been spoken down upon, and maybe you were called foolish, indecisive, double-minded, and not having the ability to make wise decisions. Today there is a word of God for you. There is a word from God for you. And that word is James chapter 1 and verse 5, where the word of God says, if any of you lack wisdom, ask, and he would give. God would give it to you freely without finding fault. He will generously give to you wisdom. And so I prompt you today, I provoke you today to think about the wisdom that comes from God. Think about how do we get wisdom from God, and go back to God, who is the source of everything that we could want or need. Today we need above all things wisdom, and he is the source of that wisdom. And ask of him. He will not judge, he will not criticize, he will not condemn, but he will give to us the wisdom that we need. What we need to do also is consider Proverbs chapter 9 verse 10. The word of God says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of God that the Bible speaks about is not a terrifying fear, but it is a fear that is one of holiness, a holy fear, a holy respect, a reverence. revere God. And that is the beginning of wisdom. And that would take us to the place where we then would ask Him for wisdom, and He would give to us. I'm reminded of a quote from Charles Spurgeon, who is a world-renowned theologian of the 18th century, a powerful, dynamic preacher that was known to be the prince of preachers. And he came up with this quote, that wisdom is the right use of knowledge. Today we have all the knowledge that we need at our fingertips. We can Google, we can listen to the news channels that are available 24 hours updating us on what's going on in the world. We have news feeds that come on our devices. We have the knowledge. We need now the wisdom to make the right choices, the right decisions to execute the knowledge that we have. So today on Reflections for Relevance, it is a very difficult time. It is a trying time. It is a tough time. Make the right decisions. Execute wisdom in all that you do and say, and have a wonderful and a blessed week, and know that our prayers are with you as you make these life-changing decisions. God bless you, and thank you again.